Hello, cinema friends. Welcome to another edition of Cinesundry. I'm your host, Markus Seaberry, and today we got a space adventure and a solo adventure from one of your favorite Toy Story characters as we review Lightyear. Okay, now before we get into our review of Lightyear, I want to remind you about our rating system. Okay, now that rating that you see on the screen right there, that is our tour. That is reserved for those films that are just the best, top shelf, cream of the crop. Normally some of the best projects you've seen all year. And that next rating, that is middling. That is the middle rating. That is for those projects that have potential of promise, but didn't quite deliver on their potential of promise, and they wind up being just okay. And that rating is hack. That is for those terrible, dismal, abysmal, god awful projects that probably shouldn't have been made in the first place. All right. So now you know our ratings. I want to bring on a guest here because, as you know, I don't like, always doing the movie stuff alone. I think nerding out should not be a solo affair. So I want to introduce a good friend of mine from the Memphis independent film scene. She's a filmmaker, actor, and a fan of movies like we all are. Please help me welcome Kathy Lofton.
Hi, hello, my friend Marcus. How are you? So good to be here.
Yes, it is great to see you. Great to be here. It's been some time since we're well. I guess we're kind of face to face. We normally chit chat on Facebook, but this
Yeah,
is
we do keep in touch on Facebook, thankfully.
yeah. So tell the people about you real fast.
Okay, well, as you said, I'm an indie filmmaker. I'm representing our women and our women of color here in Memphis. I started filmmaking approximately 7 years ago. I'm actually a corporate professional and a former child thespian. So it ended up morphing into filmmaking. Unbeknownst to me, caught the bug, been doing documentaries, experimental films, fiction. I did my very first music video recently, and that won a category abroad. And now I'm delving into script writing, trying to cross over into narratives and characters. And I do acting when I get an opportunity. I'm better behind the camera than in front, but it's so fun, so fun. And we run into each other on sets and being an extra. I had a speaking role recently in a pilot, so that was great. So that's
Oh,
a little bit
okay.
about me. Mhm.
All right. I'm still trying to get there, boy. When it's a big time production, that I'll be like, got in line. But go something to strive for. Well, all right. So we've introduced you, and right now though, I want to get into the rundown of Lightyear. Yes. All right. Lightyear. You know him, you love him. He's in all the Toy Story movies. Well, this is supposed to be the movie that inspired Andy to ask his parents to buy him, or his mom rather, to buy him the Buzz Lightyear toy. Now, this Buzz Lightyear is with a colony. They're kind of stranded out in space, and he's trying to get them back to their part of space, their part of the universe. And he is just having the darndest time trying to make this work. He keeps failing at it. He winds up going very far in time. I think at the end he winds up going 62 years in time, and he's meeting up with descendants of people from the colony, and we see with him kind of being a man out of time and out of touch. And Okay, well that's the rundown, and now I want to talk about script and acting.
Okay.
Okay, so Kathy, how'd you feel about the script?
I thought the script was just okay. Okay, but I'm biased because I'm not the biggest fan of animation. I like it real, I like it live, I like humans, but the script was just okay. I thought it was a little bit of copycat. I felt at points like I was looking at aliens or space cowboys, but overall it was good for Pixar. It was pretty good, not the best, not spectacular, but good.
Yeah, I it was hard for me to get past my preconceived notions of Buzz Lightyear from the way the toy acts because the toy in Toy Story thought he was the real Buzz Lightyear. That was the whole
Mhm.
thing of Woody being like, "You are a toy," and so I expected that cocky arrogance, and
You kind of sounded like Tom Hanks.
I I am also a voice actor. Those of you with projects out there, um, but I didn't get that, and I don't know. It was just weird. Like it was still good, but it just wasn't quite coming together for me. It felt like a little bit was missing a little oomph, if you will.
Mhm.
But that's the script. But I also want to talk about this very solid cast. Because first up,
Oh
we
yeah.
have Chris Evans. Good old Chris Evans. You know him as Captain America from the MCU films. Before that, he was the Human Torch. Uh, just a magnificent actor. And here is Buzz Lightyear. Again, a different take, a
Mhm.
way more restrained and kind of toned down Buzz Lightyear. But you know, good performance, but I guess just unexpected for me. How'd you feel about
Mhm.
Chris Evans' performance?
I was wondering, based on what you said, why the switch from Tim Allen, the original voice, because there is a distinction between the personalities and the voice, and this one is a little subdued, as you said, but Chris has a great voice, great actor, very notable, has a lot of credits, but I think he should have been more spunky, more energetic like the old one. Like you said, this one was a little bit more calm, a little bit more finessed, but nevertheless, he did a great job.
Great, great, great. Okay, and then also up next we have Uzo Aduba as Alicia Hawthorne. She is Buzz Lightyear's commanding officer. I think she does a great performance. She's thoughtful, kind, tough, you know, and they just have a really nice platonic friendship, just like a great bond is like, hey, we've been friends for a long time and we trust each other. How'd you like her performance?
I like this actress because, don't laugh, she was somewhat new to me in that I haven't seen a lot of her, but that's because I'm very intentional about my streaming, about my cable watching. And so I hadn't seen a lot of her because of that. So this was pretty refreshing. I liked her. I liked the job she did. I liked the sultry voice. I liked the character and the ambience she brought to Alicia Hawthorne. So I thought she did a great job. And of course, women of color, great on the diversity in this role. I think that that was a good choice.
Ah, yes, yes. And of course, I should mention a lot of people know Uzo Aduba is Crazy Eyes from the Netflix series Orange is the New Black. I'm not a big fan of that. I've seen a few clips here and there, and I've seen her in other Netflix things and just different projects here and there. But yes, Uzo Aduba, she's got the pedigree, a Broadway actor, and
Hmm.
I felt like she really just made the character her own. Um, and next up, we've got to talk about Peter Sohn as Socks. Now, Socks
Yeah.
was the robotic feline companion of Buzz Lightyear. Sometimes played for comic relief, but just really Johnny on the spot, Buzz's right hand man. They're trying to help him, trying to get him out of jams and situations. Um, Thought it was a interesting kind of adorable character, but you know, I'm assuming that was Pixar's intent. That's kind of what they do. Like, hey, let's give you this weird, offbeat, adorable character. He'll probably creep you out at first, but then by the end, you're gonna want to toil.
Yeah, I agree. On the creepy part, but that's just me. I mean, it was almost because it was too realistic, and it was just really creepy. But Peter Sohn has done this before. We definitely can tell he did a great job as the cat. Actually, they may have should have put him in another role. He was just that good. But yeah, I enjoyed Peter. I thought that was good to have that companion in the cat. A good addition. He did a good performance.
All right. And next up, we have to talk about Kiki Palmer as Izzy
Kiki.
Hawthorne. This is Alicia's granddaughter. Once again, Buzz Lightyear goes way, way, way into the future. He just goes all down the time stream, and he meets up with Izzy. Izzy is the granddaughter of Alicia. She's tough. She's spunky. She kind of doesn't take any mess, but like I found it interesting because she seemed to have a thirst for adventure and wanted to be in combat and being heroic, and that just wasn't happening in her time normally. So that was, there was an interesting contrast between her who dreams of all this combat and Buzz who like, yeah, I did all that. Like that was a regular Tuesday for me.
Yeah, he was downplaying her as a rookie. He was like, "You're not a rookie, are you?" Yeah. So, but she showed him. Yeah, I
Yeah,
think she
like
did a great job. Yeah. Kiki, definitely beyond the emerging actors, doing a great job. I liked her as Alicia's granddaughter, Izzy. I thought she brought spunk to the role. Um, I think she was a good character choice, a good actress. So I was pleased with that performance. I was pleased with Kiki.
I mean, it's crazy. Like Kiki is in several projects that I thought were okay, but I don't think they're okay because of her. Like, I didn't all the way love Alice, but I loved her in it. I
Right,
didn't
right.
I didn't love Nope, but I loved her in it. Same way I don't love Lightyear, but it's like I love her in it. So
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
so I feel like her talent level is there. She's just got to find the material that's kind of in sync with her. And like I feel like within this next decade, you know, she might find that role and bring home some hardware.
Yeah,
I am
she's
definitely,
still young, so she's got time. She's young.
yeah, I am definitely rooting for her. And of course, rounding out our actors we're talking about, you got James Brolin
Oh
as
yeah.
Zurg. The villain that Buzz Lightyear's been dealing with since Toy Story.
Hmm.
But in this twist, Zurg turns out to be an even older version of Buzz Lightyear. And I mean, first off, though, we gotta talk about James Brolin. Like I say, I knew him from watching random episodes of Hotel in my youth.
Way back.
Cause, cause I'm 40 plus, and I'm okay with that. And just what I call an acting OG, and he just brought a gravitas and seriousness to the role that you weren't gonna get from just random run of the mill actors. Just and I also felt like I guess a little sympathy. Like I said, make no mistake, his character is evil. He's wrong, but I understand his concerns in a way. How did you feel about James Brolin's performance?
Well, I'm a little biased because I'm a fan of his. Like I said, we both were watching Hotel. For those of you who are too young and don't know, there was a very hot series, weekly series. And he's a great veteran actor, very accomplished. I like James. So I think even if he was Socks the Cat, I'd still like James. I think he did a great job. It's interesting to see him playing kind of like the villain because he's usually playing the suave and debonair character or a good guy. So this was a good change for him to play something a little less than the good, handsome, suave actor. So great
Yeah,
job with James. Great job. I don't think you can really go wrong with him. He's been around a long time. He knows what he's doing. So
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah for
Just
James.
near perfect casting. Well, all right, we've wrapped up talking about the actors. Next, I want to talk about the director's technique.
Yeah.
Okay, our director is Angus Mclean. Now, he directed Finding Dory, which was the sequel to Finding Nemo, which I love. Um, he's done voices in Pixar stuff. He's been part of animation crews. I mean, it looks like he's a Pixar lifer at this point, a Pixar vet. Um, how'd you feel about his directing, Captain?
It was okay. Nothing earth shattering. Nothing we haven't seen before, but it was good because Pixar and Disney put out good movies. But it wasn't anything that I would remember, say, 5 or 10 years from now. But nothing bad, nothing bad. But I would say, in the middle, it did what it was supposed to do, but it didn't bring that extra, if you will,
Yeah,
for me.
yeah, and I think you covered a lot of my feelings. I mean, good, serviceable, decent enough, extremely okay. Like didn't wow me, but I was like, yeah, they he can do the job. And look, he did that job. There we are. Well, I guess it's about time to kind of bring this in for the home stretch.
All
So
right, let's do it.
yeah, so let's get the sentiment and rating. And now, Kathy, with you being my guest, give me your sentiment, how you felt when the movie ended, and give me your overall rating.
Well, my sentiment is meh because I am number one, not a fan of animation. I like live human blood pumping action with real actors. So I was a little bit when I first saw it, I was like, oh, I don't know if I can sit through all of this. However, the storyline, like I said, was okay. I think they struggled with whether or not they were trying to appeal to the adult audience or the child audience. And that's one thing I noticed. Some of the content, some of the aspects of the film, without spoiling, guys, um, were a little bit over kids' heads to me. And so for that, I scored them a little low. However, the CGI, the computer generated imaging, the realism, whoever colorized it, that is what fascinated me. I was like a kid on those things. Mouth open, eyes open, like, wow, how did they do that? It looks so real. And so for that, let me qualify it. Technically, image wise, visually, I gave them a tour.
I respect that opinion. However, I cannot really give Pixar a pass for the CGI being amazing. I mean, we've been saying this since Toy Story. That's what they do. But they also used to give us great, mind blowing, dazzling stories with heart. And also, they didn't struggle hitting the all ages chord. Like they could navigate those all ages waters like Michael Phelps. Like they were just really good at that. I
Hmm.
am not used to seeing them struggle. I don't know. Maybe that first decade of Pixar spoiled me. Uh, but I was like, wow, this is good, but this isn't quite it. Um, you know, like I said, I still have a hard time believing it. This is the movie that made and it just have to have a Buzz Lightyear figure. I was
Yeah,
like,
I agree with you on that. Yeah.
I was like, really? I mean, like I said, good performance. Just maybe if it had been another character, like maybe if it hadn't been Lightyear, I'd have been like, oh, okay, well that was a good movie. Um, but there was just too much built up and too much expectation and hype that just was not delivered upon. So for that reason, I'm going to have to give Lightyear a score of middling.
Okay, I respect that. I respect
Yeah,
that.
yeah. Hey, this is a discourse between, mature people. We're gonna have our disagreements. We're still gonna be civil. We're actually friends in real life, and that helps.
Yeah, we are.
uh,
But no,
yeah,
this isn't a bad disagreement. You really justified why you gave it middling, and I agree with that. Like I said, if it wasn't for the visuals, I would have sided with you. The visuals are what saved them, if you will.
I get it. I
They
I
they
really,
tried
really
too
do.
hard. They tried too hard trying to capture and cross over audiences. I think they were trying to top what they had done. Like you said, they've always done this, but it just missed the mark this time. But like I said, I agree with what she said. I respect it. The visuals were it for me, and that's it, and that's all.
I get it. Well, all right, guys. That's seems like we're wrapping this up. Well, I want to thank you for watching this episode of Cinesundry. For Kathy Lofton, I'm Markus Seaberry. And remember, at the end, we always ask that you like the video, comment
Mhm.
down below on the video, and subscribe to the On Location Memphis YouTube channel. And remember, guys, take some time and treat yourself to a movie. See you next time.